Cystic Fibrosis by Nicole Marshall and Rose Shields. Genes are made up of nucleic acids called DNA. DNA is usually a double helix and has two strands running in opposite directions. Each chain is a polymer of subunits called nucleotides. DNA also has two main jobs. It stores genetic information and also encodes the instructions for synthesizing specific proteins needed to maintain the life of an organism. There are also three kinds of RNA. The first is messenger RNA or mRNA. This type of RNA is responsible for transferring information from DNA sequences that are located inside the nucleus to the ribosomes in the cytoplasm. The next type of RNA is ribosomal RNA. This type of RNA interacts with dozens of proteins to form the ribosome. It makes up an essential part of the ribosome. The last type of RNA is transfer RNA or tRNA. These are the building blocks of proteins. tRNA molecules are covalently attached to the corresponding amino acid at one end, and at the other end they have a triplet sequence called the anticodon that is complementary to the triple codon on the mRNA. The making of protein is also known as protein synthesis. It occurs in two steps, transcription and translation. Transcription is the process of creating a complementary RNA copy of a sequence of DNA, and this occurs on ribosome. In translation, RNA and ribosomes work together to produce proteins. In turn, these put together make up the central dogma of all biology. DNA forms RNA, which then creates protein. This chart shows that the central dogma of biology is also the central dogma of gene expression. Gene expression is the entire process that takes the information contained in genes on DNA and turns that information into proteins. Gene expression occurs in two steps, transcription and translation. A genetic disorder is a disease that is caused by a defect in an individual's DNA, genes, or chromosomes. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease that causes thick, sticky mucus to build up in the lungs and digestive tract. Lung function starts to decline in early childhood. Permanent damage to the lungs can cause very severe breathing problems. Finally, respiratory failure is the most common cause of death in people who have cystic fibrosis. This picture shows some of the common health problems that come along with cystic fibrosis, which include sinus problems, frequent lung infections, salty sweat, enlarged heart, trouble breathing, abnormal pancreas function, and trouble digesting food. It is important to know what a mutation is. It occurs when a DNA gene is damaged or changed in such a way as to alter the genetic message carried by that gene. Mutations in patients of cystic fibrosis are very common. They result from the deletion of 3 base pairs in a nucleotide sequence. This deletion is not good because it causes the loss of amino acid, which is a vital part of a living organism. This picture is fascinating because it shows a deletion in a base pair sequence of a nucleotide. Researchers have been working very hard to find a cure for cystic fibrosis, but currently there is none. However, treatments have greatly improved in recent years. The goals of cystic fibrosis treatment include preventing and controlling lung infections, loosening and removing thick mucus from the lungs, preventing or treating blockages in the intestines, and providing enough nutrition and also preventing dehydration. Even though there are no cures for cystic fibrosis, medications have been developed and they help a lot too. Antibiotics are the primary treatment for cystic fibrosis. There is also chest physical therapy, which is another form of treatment. It involves pounding your chest and back to dislodge the mucus from your lungs so that you can cough up the mucus. Also, aerobic exercise helps patients to loosen mucus and improve their overall condition.